January 4th, 2012, an image appeared on 4chan, black text, white background, nothing special, until someone dug a little deeper. Inside that picture was a hidden message, and that message led to another clue, and then another, and then another. Soon it became clear that this wasn't just a regular riddle, this was a worldwide treasure hunt. A hunt that would send people digging through medieval text, decoding ancient ruins, and even traveling to GPS coordinates taped to telephone poles around the globe. The creators called themselves Cicada 3301. But who were they exactly? Were they hackers, spies, or maybe even a secret society? Nobody knows. This is the story of Cicada 3301, the internet's most legendary puzzle. And if you think you've heard this story before, stick around because some of the weirdest details are still unsolved to this day. It all started with the first image. When people ran it through a stenography tool, I think that's what it's called, I don't know, hidden text appeared that led to a series of riddles. But this puzzle wasn't going to stay online for too long, because as the internet worked together to solve each clue, the trail led to something absolutely shocking. Real GPS coordinates. Across the globe, these GPS coordinates were scattered everywhere. In Warsaw, Paris, Seoul, I think, Sydney, Seattle, posters were everywhere. And on every poster was a cicada and a QR code. When you scan the QR code, this led to the next layer of the puzzle. And for the first time, this is when people realized that Cicada 3301 wasn't an online prank, but rather it was coordinated internationally and would require major resources. Eventually, the puzzle led to the Tor websites. If you don't know what Tor is, you've been living under a rock. It's basically the deep dark web. Scary stuff there. But when they loaded the site up, they were greeted by the message, "Congratulations, you made it this far." But that wasn't the entire message. It ended with a bone-chilling line. "We found the individuals we seek." And just like that, the first puzzle was over. No winners, no prizes, just silence. But a year later, Cicada returned and the rabbit hole got even deeper. January 4th, 2013. Exactly 1 year after the first puzzle, Cicada dropped the second puzzle. This time the centerpiece was a mysterious book called the Liber Primus. Don't hate me if I'm wrong, I'm not Latin speaking, but this is Latin for the first book. This book was hundreds of pages long and written entirely in runes. To even begin decoding it, solvers had to work with advanced cryptography. Some progress was made, a few pages got deciphered, and it revealed passages about self-knowledge, enlightenment, and even rejecting materialism. It read almost like a manifesto, part philosophy, part riddle. But here's the weird part. Most of the Liber Primus hasn't been decoded. Over a decade later, and there's still hundreds of pages that haven't been deciphered. And it seemed like Cicada wanted people to keep working on it, like the book was more than just the riddle. It was the key to something bigger. But before anyone could fully understand the book, Cicada struck again. On January 4th, 2014, like clockwork, Cicada revealed the third puzzle. And once again, solvers were guided through ciphers, digital riddles, and obscure references. And once again, the Liber Primus seemed to be the center of the puzzle. But this time, the puzzle ended out of nowhere. No clear winner, no ending, no announcement. After 2014, Cicada 3301 went dark. And the silence is what made this mystery explode. People weren't just trying to solve the riddles and puzzles anymore. They were wondering who exactly was behind all this. And why did they just disappear off the face of the earth? Over the years, theories exploded of who Cicada 3301 really was. Theory 1, intelligence agencies. Some believe Cicada was run by organizations like the NSA and the CIA. After all the puzzles involved cryptographing and coding. These are exactly the skills that these agencies end up recruiting. Theory 2. Hacktivist. Others argue that Cicada was a group of hackers fighting for digital freedom and privacy. And the Liber Primus themes, rejecting materialism, seeking truth, line up exactly to that philosophy. Theory 3. A secret society. The heavy use of runes, mystical references, and philosophy has led some to believe that Cicada was more like an initiation ritual for a hidden group. Theory 4. An alternate reality game. Finally, some say Cicada is just an elaborate game with no purpose behind it. But the sheer global scale and the silence after 2014 makes this one extremely hard to believe. More than 10 years later, Cicada 3301 still remains unsolved. The Liber Primus is still mostly unreadable, and the group behind it vanished. And the purpose of it all is still a mystery. Maybe it was recruitment, maybe it was hackers, maybe it was nothing at all. But one thing is for certain, Cicada 3301 wasn't just a puzzle, it was an event. A moment in internet history that brought thousands of strangers across the globe together chasing one similar thing. And here's the eerie part. Real-life cicadas live underground for years and sometimes even decades before they subtly emerge again. So maybe Cicada 3301 hasn't completely disappeared, but rather they're just waiting.